going on, Dragon Ball fans? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball fan manga review, where today we're going to be reviewing a Dragon Ball fan manga entitled Dragon Ball Yardrat, which is the story of Goku having to travel to planet Yardrat and not only learning the instant transmission technique, but also interacting with the Yardranian people and the threats that were posing planet Yardrat and allowing Goku to step in to defend the Yardranian people. As for many years now, I've been reviewing and introducing all kinds of Dragon Ball fan mangas to the world created by the community for the community, so if you guys are interested in seeing and reading up on incredible stories and concepts such as Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball Legendary, Dragon Ball New Age, Dragon Ball X, and many others, then feel free to check out the Dragon Ball fan manga playlist in the description box for more videos such as this, as right now we are going to be diving into a brand new manga chapter. As before we begin, if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to be the first to know when a new video is posted onto this channel, as we kick off Beyond Dragon Ball Z Yardrat's manga chapter number 4, as the narration states February 13th, year 763. As we look on up in the sky, we see 3 space pods heading towards the Yardranian planet, as we see how one of the Yardrat notices this out in the distance as the spaceships come crashing down. As we see a massive explosion happen out in the distance, Goku takes notice of this and stating, "What's going on?" As the elder Yardranian goes on to state it's an attack. "Son Goku, you are our only hope. The Yardrats have no chance against these enemies, not even Soba. I ask you as a favor, if you beat them, I will teach you the teleportation technique." As over out in the village, these 3 particular soldiers arrive and they're beginning to attack everyone they come across, as we see some of the Yardrat soldiers stand in front and saying, "You will cease and desist, that is an order. State your identity." As the 3 individuals go on to state, "I'm Yamor, Shamo, and Shima." As they go on to continue, "We are the elite special guard of King Cold, the Emperor of the Universe. He has ordered us to destroy everything on this planet." As the Yardrat soldiers go on to state, "Leave us in peace, or we will fight you until our very last breath." As one of King Cold's soldiers go on to state, "It is honorable that you would have such a strong sense of duty towards your people. Now die," as they unleash a blast so intense that it kills off all of the soldiers surrounding them. As later on we see a gaping hole in the middle, one of King Cold's soldiers go on to state, "Oops, I may have overdone it a bit," and one of the crushed Yardrats are begging for their life as they state, "Monster, you will pay for this." As one of them goes on to swipe the Yardrat, the other soldier steps in and instead he curb stomps his face on down into the ground. Pretty brutal stuff if you ask me, because the only thing that was left of this soldier was his head, and the remaining King Cold soldier just completely smashed his face into the ground. Until of course we see a pair of feet step down, and that in fact is one of the strongest Yardrats that we've seen in the previous manga chapters, as he goes on to state, "I will kill all of you." As one of Cold soldiers goes on to state he must be the leader of these weaklings. He doesn't seem to be very powerful, as Shomu says, "You're the leader of this garbage? Sorry for the mess." As the Yardrat states, "You think it's funny to attack a race of pacifists? Come at me, you bastards." As Shomu charges on in, he goes on to state, "Prepare to die, you maggots." As the narration continues, they destroyed everything, both the village and all of the inhabitants. "I see the helmets of my men lying in the dust. My nightmare begins anew after destroying my homeworld. They once again attack this one. I can't take it anymore. This must stop. Now." As the Yardrat does seem like he's having a difficult time, Shomu goes on to state, "Bastard." As the Namekian says, "Unbelievable." As one of the other members of Cold's brigade goes on to state, "Shocking, isn't it? Shomu is the toughest of us all." As one of them appears behind the Yardrat, he grabs him in a headlock and stating, "If you want to hurt him, you'll have to hide a lot longer." As Shomu charges in, he goes on to state, "Yomori, let him go. He's mine." And the minute he lets him go, he punches the Yardrat directly in the gut. So the Yardrat is outnumbered. He is severely outclassed, as he goes on to tell Shomu, Leave my people in peace." As Shomu says, "Alright, tell us where the Saiyan is hiding then." As the Yardrat says, "The Saiyan? I don't know where he is." Bam! And he gets kicked right in the mouth. As Shomu says, "Wrong answer. You'll suffer the same fate as your people. Tell me now," as he cries out, "Finish him, Yamori," as he goes on to say, "With pleasure." And right before the initial blast connects with the Yardrat, another Yardrat shows up, uses instant transmission, scoops the other Yardrat away, and they end up completely leaving. As the remaining squad members are baffled, they go on to state, "Wait, He disappeared? And as the Yardrat goes back, he goes on to ask teleportation, "What are you doing? Just get out of here." As one of the Yardrats says, "Our people are in a safe place. We've come to help you, Chief." As he asks, "We?" As over back on the battlefield, we hear a very familiar voice cry out, "None of you will leave here alive. This is the end of the road." As they swoop on backwards, they notice Goku firing off the Kamehameha. So Goku is the reinsurance that the Yardrats need in order for them to survive. As the soldiers go on to state such power he wields, could he be? As all of them assemble together, Goku cries out, "I don't know who you are, but you're not welcomed here. You're gonna pay for what you did to those people." As the Yardrat cries out, "Son Goku," Cold's brigade members go on to state, "So, I suppose that you're the Saiyan that defeated Lord Frieza?" As Goku says, "Yep, that's me. And if you've come here seeking revenge, then fight me and leave these people alone." As one of the Yardrats stands up, he goes on to state, "Nori and Bondan go. I will take care of them." As Goku states, "Alright, but let me test their strength first, got that?" As the narration concludes the manga chapter in stating Son Goku and his ally will now face the terrible personal squadron of King Cold. Who will emerge victorious in this battle? As manga chapter number 4 comes to a close. Now, we don't know the definitive scaling as to how strong these three individuals are, but in typical Dragon Ball fashion, they went as far as to torture their victims in getting the answers to the questions that they're asking, and the question was, where is the Saiyan? And Goku showed up out of the goodness of his own heart to help these people, in which now is going to lead to a very barbaric battle of Goku and the Yardrat ally against 3 of Cold's personal squadron members. As we dive deeper into Beyond Dragon Ball Z Yardrats, we see Goku standing head to head against the soldiers. As he goes on to ask, "Who sent you to kill me?" As one of the squad members replies, "King Cold, the father of Frieza." As Goku states, "Wait, the father of Frieza?" As they go on to reply to Goku by stating, "We don't know what he has against you, and we really don't care. We have our orders in destroying you by any means necessary." As Goku looks on, one of the other squad members goes on to state, "I find it hard to believe that a vulgar Saiyan could defeat Lord Frieza, but there are 3 of us against you. Don't struggle and you'll soon be able to join your Yardrat friends in the afterlife." As Goku gets mad, he goes on to state, "You are as pretentious as the Ginyu Force. Your arrogance will cost you." As they begin to laugh, they reply to Goku's comment and saying, "The Ginyu Force? Those bunch of clowns?" Confirming that in fact these particular 3 soldiers are stronger than the Ginyu Force. As the Yardrat thinks to himself, he goes on to state, how is he able to remain so calm when they're making fun of him? As one of them charges Goku and stating, "Let's get this party started. Come on, Saiyan." And the minute he swings, Goku catches his punch. Uppercuts the individual in the jaw as Shomu shows up behind Goku and stating, "Behind you," but Goku's so quick that he just simply kicks the dude in the mouth, and that's the end of that one. Goku is showing no signs of depletion of energy or even lack of focus because he is really mad that they killed off the Yardranian people. As one of the Yardrats steps in, he goes on to say, "You'll go no further. Now face me." As Goku says, "Don't try anything, Soba. She's too strong for you." As she even so condescendingly says what he said, "Now get lost. You may have strength, but I have strategy." As Goku charges on in, he punches her right in the face. As he turns around to Soba, Goku cries out, "Get out of here, or you'll regret it." As Soba says to himself, "I doubt he'll be useful in this battle. This Saiyan is much more experienced than I am. To interfere in this battle would only embarrass him. I have to leave him be." And Goku's handling his own. Keep in mind, this was way after he achieved Super Saiyan on Namek, so he is still preserving that power with him. And Goku's straight up fighting all 3 of these individuals by himself. And Goku with no problem is able to fight off all 3 individuals by himself, and even is able to move out of the way so quickly to where she even goes on to state, "Where did he go? Why is he so fast?" As Shomu says he's coming right at us, and Goku does, kicking them in the spine, punching them in the face. Goku is really showing off his experience here because after not only fighting the Ginyu Force and Frieza himself, Goku has improved so much, but the other individuals don't seem to notice this. As Soba says, he's astonishing. He's gradually increasing his power as well. As one of Cold's men goes on to state, "You're a little too confident. I have a surprise for you, Saiyan." As Goku turns around, he notices that one of them begins to transform. in which I will say, he does have a really cool looking transformation. He transforms sort of like into like this lizard reptile like creature as he laughs by stating, haha, surprised? Yeah! And attacks Goku with a massive blast, but Goku just stands there taking the blast head on. And even after this, Goku doesn't seem to be damaged at all. As the members continue, Shima, shouldn't we just go and help him? As Shima says, shut up, Shomu. This Saiyan is amazing. I want to watch him. As the reptile goes on to state, you're quite tough, but that won't be enough. As Goku so casually laughs, he goes on to state, okay, so now I'll show you the power of Kaioken. And as soon as Goku uses the Kaioken, within an instant Goku zigzags all around him, punching him, kicking him, knocking him down onto the floor as he charges up for the Kamehameha. In which finally, at long last, we see how Goku uses the Kamehameha as Soba states, what is this technique? And as the reptile gets swallowed whole, the last thing uttered from his mouth is no! As he is completely destroyed. And as Goku destroys him, Shomu notices this and uses a technique that really begins to rattle Goku's ears. As Goku states, that whistle, it's making my head spin, in which allows Goku's Kaioken not only to die down, but Goku drops on down to the floor. As Soba swoops in, he goes on to state, Goku, I'll try to hold him off while you recover. As Goku states, no, don't go, you're gonna get yourself killed. And through the smoke, just as we thought Goku had killed the reptile, he emerges from the crater. And what's really cool about this is this specific creature looks just like Frieza back on planet Namek with no arm, no legs, even though he still has half a body. We see how he gets in the way of Soba in saying, you don't move. As Goku slowly stands up, he goes on to state, I'm still a little dizzy, but he gets taken advantage of because of the actual whistling. We see how Shima and Shomu swoop on in and they're starting to kick Goku around. Goku notices this and stating, damn it, I can't focus, and it's because of the whistling that he couldn't focus to begin with. So now Shomu and Shima are having the upper hand on Goku as he gets dropped into the ground. And as Shomu stands over him, he goes on to tell Goku, you really are pitiful. As the other ally continues in stating, finish it. We've wasted too much time. As Shomu says, okay, you're the boss. As he looks down at Goku, he goes on to ask, do you know what we do with bugs like you? We crush them. As he's beginning to slowly step on Goku's head, the narration states, Goku, think of the innocents that depend on you. You have to stop these monsters. As Goku says, that voice, Yushu? He's right. You have to pay. As Goku leaps up, kicking Shomu in the jaw, Goku's back up on his feet as he goes on to state, this is my last warning. Leave this planet now! And he punches Shomu, continuously kicking him through the rocks, punching him on down to the floor as Goku's beginning to get really irritated. Shomu at this point says, shit, he's come to his senses. I can't hurt him. As Goku says once more, give up. Your technique won't work on me anymore. Now stay down. As behind him, he doesn't even notice that one of the members goes on to state, do not tell us what to do, Saiyan, and unleashes a blast so ferocious that it manages to catch Goku as Goku says, whoa, I won't be able to stop that in time, unless... And that's when Goku begins to power up. And as he continues to power up, he begs the question, well, have you had enough? And as the energy blast goes hurtling right back at the female, she gets blown into space. As only then Goku says, I can feel her ki moving away. She's still alive. As Shomu says, I wouldn't celebrate just yet. I'm still standing. As Goku says, well, you're one tough bird, and out in space, she is still alive. She goes on to stay there. I barely escaped it. What a colossal might. This Saiyan is far too powerful for us. If this Saiyan really did manage to beat Lord Frieza, then why would King Cole think that we could beat him? Either way, we have to accomplish our mission, or die. So she swoops back down onto the planet as Goku continues to fight Shomu. As Soba goes on, you'll have to get past me first, and given the state that you're in, you won't get very far. As the reptile responds by stating, you still haven't noticed, did you? This Saiyan did indeed damage me significantly, but I only need a few more minutes to regenerate completely, during which you'll pose no challenge. As the Yardrat says, I'm ready to give my life if it will allow Son Goku to destroy you. As the reptile charges in, we notice how he's slowly beginning to regenerate, but he still has the upper hand on Soba as he's managing to beat him around. Soba at this point goes on to state, I must hold out as long as I can, so Goku can defeat all of them at the same time. This technique had no effect on the Ginyu Force, but if I don't use every trick I've got, then I won't last long. As the reptile asks, so? You still have some fire in you. How brave and stupid, as Soba says, it may seem foolish to you, but as long as I draw breath, I'll keep fighting. As he replicates himself and unleashing a technique that nobody has seen before, seemingly enough just like the after image, the reptile goes on to state, what the hell? As Soba responds by stating, surprise? As the manga chapter comes to an end. The reason why I really enjoyed this specific manga chapter was because there was a back and forth struggle between King Cold's squadron members and Goku. Even though Goku clearly had the upper hand in terms of power, they managed to utilize and execute techniques such as the whistling that threw Goku's focus off. And even though Goku has yet to use Super Saiyan, because obviously if you use Super Saiyan, these fools will be done with, I think that Goku's preserving that for a later time, but also going as far as to test his strength out against said individuals, that I really enjoyed the way all of them were executed in not being fodder, but more or less having to pose some kind of threat, even though Goku's holding back most of his power in this fight. So leave your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you guys think about the Yardrat's manga chapters? Which ones did you guys prefer? Check out and support the artist, guys. His link will be located down in the description box below. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if you guys are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, slap a like down below if you guys enjoyed it, and cannot wait for the next chapters. Tune back in, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you guys down in the comment section below. Have a great day, guys. Peace.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and all his social media platforms. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be the first to know every time that he uploads a new video.
Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck, Zarbon? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes, but Jesus Christ, that's huge!